Hi, everybody. So this is going to be a look at using the Math Learning Center's Fractions app to explore a portion of the fraction concepts progression. So where we are today is thinking about part-whole fractions, so a student's conception of fractions as parts within wholes, and taking a look at partitioning. So the idea is that students can coordinate the goals of creating equal size parts while exhausting the whole. So it's possible to create equal size parts, but I have some whole left over, or I create equal size parts which is longer than the whole that I'm given. So we can't do either of those two things. And it's also possible to use up the entire whole, but the parts aren't equal. So students aren't partitioning until they can coordinate both of those goals. And then students are also beginning to develop ways of proving that the parts are the correct size. So let's jump over into the app and take a look at what we might be able to do. So one activity we might ask kids to do is to create a bar any size they want, and the bar, this could represent a candy bar or a fruit strip or something like that, and we're telling the students that they're going to be sharing this with a certain number of people. So let's say 3 people. We want to share this fruit bar with 3 people. They want, the goal for the students is to make one cut which would show one person's share. So essentially we're asking them to create a piece that would be 1/3. So using the app, they can bring up the drawing tool and they can say, I think this would represent one person's share. Okay. Now the app is a little limited. I can't move this once, well, I can move this shape, but I can't move my actual drawing. So if I don't like where my cut is, I'll have to erase it and I'll have to draw a new one. Okay, then the question's going to come up, well, how do we know is that actually the share for one person if we're sharing this bar with 3 people? They could use the app to justify their thinking by making a new bar which is the same size as the piece they cut off. Now what you're going to see is it's a little unfortunate, but the app isn't quite accurate enough to do it exactly where you want it sometimes. So I can be a little less or I can be a little more. Probably I'd say this is closer to what I want. So I'm wondering, is this the right size? And another nice feature of the app is you can easily copy a piece. And since I'm looking for 3 equal pieces, I can copy my piece twice and see whether or not I've partitioned this. So I have made equal size pieces. The app guarantees that, but I'm short. So back to the drawing board. Maybe I erase this and make a new mark. But there's a little bit of thinking here, right? Like, how's my thinking going to change? So something I might ask a student is, now that you see that you haven't used up the whole bar, what could you do? What are you going to try next time? And we want kids to be thinking, well, I was a little short here, so I've got to make my piece a little bit bigger. So maybe we delete these pieces, or maybe we keep one of them. You know, that was my first attempt. So now I will erase this, and I know my second attempt has to be a little bit longer, so maybe this is actually 1/3. And then we can kind of repeat the process. So make a new piece, which is the same size as what I cut. That's pretty close this time. So now if I copy this, justify it, looks like, oh, that looks like one. Now we can justify we have 3 equal pieces, and we've exhausted the whole. So I hope that gets the wheels spinning for you in terms of how you can use this app to support students' fraction progressions. See you.